dangerous as what he was. I mean, think about it. How many steals did Bismarck do on Saturday? He did a lot of steals.
But the truth is, I don't think Pocock's made an impression by stealing balls on the ground.
No, he wasn't just there.
I think he was actually getting go forward ball for the Aussies.
Yes.
You know, there was one collision I actually remember where I think it might have even been Lurt tackled him, and then he just pumped those legs, you know, and then, you know, they got something to run onto, you know, and that's when they started looking dangerous.
But this is also another thing that I'm coming into. People go on and they go on and they go on and they go on about playing old experienced players. You understand what I'm getting at? Now, Lut de Jager has played how much Super Rugby? So how fit is he? You understand? Yes, he did well. And this is where the physicality thing comes into picture. A guy like Lut de Jager hasn't played 80 minutes of rugby in how long? So the physicality is sooner or later going to catch him. And that is maybe one of the reasons. Pocock began to get good go-forward ball. He was getting quick ball for the Aussies backline, just let them go left and right. He was stealing ball. He was phenomenal in the attack. But like I said, the Boks lacked the physicality in the last 15 like they did in the first 60. And that was because guys like Mohoje, who also been out the whole season, why were they selected? Why was de Jager selected? This is why I say I will rather take an experienced player who, yes, he may be 33, 34, 35, and play him because he's played a full season of rugby, than play a guy who's injury prone. Yes, Peter Steph du Toit is a phenomenal player. He's a phenomenal lock, and if he can complete a full season of rugby, I will say fine, play him ahead of Matfield. But he's too injury prone. And when you bring them back in a pressure situation in a high physical game like Saturday, what happens? They fade at the end because they haven't played a full 80 minutes of rugby. And this is what my opinion was. Our reserves lack the physicality of our starting team. And why? Think about it. How many of the players that played, of the forwards that played from the reserves, were guys that were injured most of the season? Of the 5, 2 of them, and they were in key positions.
That's a coach's thing. Why is he selecting guys and bringing them straight from injury into Test match rugby?
That's why I'm saying.
Brousseau's another one.
Look, Brousseau was a freak accident. I mean, Brousseau was a freak. I mean, a broken arm is a freak accident in rugby. It's happened with my friends before. It's a freak.
But he hasn't played any rugby, has he?
That's also true.
And now he's straight into a test. You know, I mean, I actually think Brousseau's a fantastic player, but
yeah. No, don't get me wrong.
Maybe getting a bit set up here, don't you think?
I'm not judged, but you know what? Some players, they can come out of injury and perform. I mean, look at Florida Priya when we played Argentina in 2013. I mean, he came on and boom, the Boks were just scoring tries like this.
Because he was playing in Japan.
But he was injured. He was injured prior to that game. He was injured for a number of months.
All right.
Look at a guy like Johan Smith. Yes, people go on. Okay, Johan Smith is also the type of player. He needs to play rugby to keep his physicality. But some players can come straight out of injury, and boom, off with a bang and be physical. Berger is one. Scott Berger is one. I mean, he was injured for how many years? And his first game back of rugby, boom, he was there. So I just feel it depends from player to player. And I myself am very angry with Heineken Meyer for selecting a guy like Opa Mohoje and Lut de Jager. I couldn't fathom why he selected them.
Well, who's going to select in the lock position other than Lut de Jager?
You've got Franco Mostert.
I think Franco Mostert never performed well enough in the line-out to be playing in international rugby.
That's also true. That's also another thing.
I mean, you can't say enough things good about the way he's committed to the game, and plays his heart out. But the Lions often had
issues with the line-outs,
issues with the line-out, and I don't think it was hooker throwing. I just think that there was no. As soon as they came up against a decent line-out jumper, they were scrounging for ball. So I don't think Mostert was actually an option.